Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Queenie. Thank you for tuning in. And here is the first look that we're going to start this tutorial on. Okay, so let's get started. Alrighty, so again, like I said on my promo clip, that, the blemishes and the coverage is what we're more, gonna touch on. I'm not a professional. To be honest with you ladies, it's only been quite some time since I've actually did some makeup, but right now what I'm showing you guys is some facial products that I used to basically, keep that smooth look on your face, cleansing, the black soap, the mask, and then the CeraVe. I think you call that CeraVe. But that really does help with my dark spots, so that's just a few things. But yeah, let's get started. Alright, you guys, so right now what I'm showing you is some hair store lashes. I highly recommend. In the beginning when I started wearing makeup, I thought, get some $20 Faux Locks lashes. No, ma'am. The drugstore, the hair store works just fine. I promise you. So now, let's go ahead and get started with the products that I use. Fenty. Fenty is very good. It's a very good smooth coverage. In the description below, I'm going to actually show you guys exactly, what the products is and everything like that. Maybelline. I do mix my foundations, so like a light and dark look. And in this clip, when I begin to apply the foundation, it's going to look a little, heavy. But I promise y'all, just hold on, stay for the process, and you'll see towards the end. Alright, so you got your primers, that Rose is really good. e.l.f. has really good primers. And again, all of this stuff comes from your local convenient drugstore, Walgreens, Walmart. You don't have to necessarily, go to high-end places and still have like a really good coverage. So let's go ahead and set these primers, and then the next step, we're actually going to get to the brow, which is Anastasia. Very nice. I love their brush. I love how it flares out my eyebrows. Now, what I will say is, let me go ahead and do a disclaimer for this video because my brow. Okay, so I used to get them threaded, and I never messed with, the top of them. I never got the top threaded. I've always had the bottom threaded. So you'll notice that one brow looks a little bit more thicker than the other, but I promise you guys, I'm working on that. Just hang in there with me. Concealers are my best friend. That's actually what's going to be the top thing for hiding those blemishes, is those concealers. So y'all go ahead and sit back and watch and tune in. One thing I've noticed when it comes to doing your eyebrows, okay, so it's gonna look a little dark. It's going to look a little, foggy in some areas, but that's where the concealer comes in to really cover that, to give you that good sharp look. So you'll see that within the clip as well too. And again, like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm, just a good beginner, amateur, like any of you ladies that come onto my channel. And then if any professionals come on, if y'all can give me some ideas, on how to perfect the brow, I'm all for it. But again, This video is to show that even though you're not a professional, because you know the makeup industry and the makeup world is just so critical, you know, you can still do it. You don't have to be the MAC employee that can do, you know, the best of the best. You can be the average queenie and still rock that thing. So as you can see, I was struggling there. Okay, so now this is the important part. Just take your time, ladies. Get that thin line, stroke it against that brow like that. There you go. And then drop that concealer down after you that gives it a really good smooth look when you put your eyeshadow on. And also too, before I do anything else to my face, I do my brows first. It is very important to do that because, you know, in case you mess up or, you know, anything like that, or when you put your foundation on, it goes over that concealer part, you know, so it's not too bright and it sets very well. So I highly recommend doing your brows first before adding your foundation and doing anything else. But you see that sharp look? You see that? Yes, honey. And then as far as making sure they line up, this is what helps me. When you see that dip in the middle, that curve in the middle of your brow, that means your eyebrows are lined up together. That means they are matching. Like, yes, honey. And when I mess up, you take that brush. That's a very good part. So you see that brow? Take your brush, ladies, and just begin to shadow it. It will give it a really good blend. It gives it a good blend. If you mess up, if you do too much concealer, whatever the case is, and don't spend too much time on it, because we are all beautiful in our own way. You know, we don't have to make everything so perfect just because we see that in, you know, like on the models and things of that sort. Ladies, you are beautiful, gorgeous, sexy in your own way. Just make it yourself. And if these tips help, you know, continue to support, continue to watch. So right now I'm just applying my primer. Gotta make sure that face is moisturized. Gotta make sure it's ready for that makeup, because you know makeup can dry your skin out. Makeup is a little harsh, so just gotta make sure you. Now it's time for the concealer. Of course, this is for the blemish parts. This part is very important for those who have acne scars, those who've, you know, popped pimples. You know, ladies, we go through everything. You know, and if you want to hide some of those, you know, even a bump, you know, if you got a bump on the side of your face or wherever the case, those concealers will definitely hide it. So you just put them in those areas where you see the most blemishes, and you're gonna see a very detailed part, because in the beginning you saw that I had two different colors of concealers, a very white one, which the one that I'm using now, and then you're gonna see one that I'm gonna use next to it, which is more of like a green, like a greenish color, like that. And again, I got these concealers from the hair store, 99 cents. Now the reason why I put that up there on my brow area, my brow line, you get those brushes. Now let me also put a disclaimer on my brushes. I do not know how to properly like really get the makeup out of my brushes. I know how to clean them to where they're clean, but it just seems like it still leaves like a little stain. So if y'all got some suggestions for that, my beauty blenders, all of that, I'm definitely open for it. All right, foundation time. Let's go. Yes, and those brushes are very important, but I'm gonna suggest when it comes to mixing your products, and I use way too much product, but that's okay. When it comes to mixing, use a beauty blender, the little puff, not the brush. And this dot method is very helpful, you guys. Very helpful. It makes sure it gets all over. You know, I used to see, I gotta watch my heaviness on my hand. But this product, these two products are really good, and the dot method definitely helps to make sure all the makeup gets all over. So, and that blend, it's a good blend for me. Very good, smooth look. Trust the process, ladies. Don't get discouraged. You know, I've messed up a lot, and I wish I recorded when I did mess up, so you ladies could could see, like, it's, you know, everything is not perfect, but so just trust the process. It may look a little oily, it may look a little green, may look like the Hulk, may look like the whatever the case is, whatever the comments gonna be coming at you, but I'm gonna show y'all ways to touch that up, you know, to go around it. Definitely drag it to the chin areas, ladies, to the neck, to the chin. You know, definitely do that. Definitely pat. You know, if you feel like you put too much makeup on, pat it out, smooth it out, and you're good to go. You know, make sure you definitely get that hairline as well too. But just drag it and just trust the process. But as you can see, no blemishes. Very nice, smooth look. Yeah, so that was the purpose. Now this is my Fenty MAC. I don't like it. I don't like my eyes having so much oil up under it, so I do take my Fenty MAC and I kind of press into that before I start, you know, adding my other products, because it definitely gives it a nice smooth finish. It takes away some of that gloss, some of that shine, you know, some of that grease. You don't want to look like you just put a whole bunch of Vaseline on your face. So that definitely helps. So you'll see more of that MAC more so on my face versus the Pro Filter that I used for my foundation from Fenty. It is a little greasy, but this is the reason why I use the MAC. When it's time to apply my concealer, it gives it more, it takes down the shine, that's for sure. So, and as you can see, I use a little gap. The gap is so you don't use too much product when it's time to blend it out. So you put that gap in there, and then you use the butt of the beauty blender, or you can use the sharp end, and then you just begin to apply it, and it gives you that a weight like you ain't had no sleep for 20 hours. It gives you that like you've been getting your rest, your beauty sleep. And this method is also very good to use adding a MAC underneath the eye with the concealer. It's good to use if you have bags, you know, because we're not gonna be young forever, but you know, there is some products out there also too, some good eye creams for bags. But excuse my nails, you guys, I got a little bit of foundation on it, but you know, it ain't nothing, a little soap and water. Now you guys, like I said, Queenie gonna be real. I actually saw this method on TikTok and decided to try it with my first video. Yeah, I like it. Will I do it again? Probably not. Of course, if you keep watching, you'll definitely see how I truly apply my contour stick. It's definitely not like this. It did give it a good sharp look. I will say that, ladies. Like I said, you just gotta let it work. What works for you? I learned that with makeup. Never let them make you think it's a law to wear this, that, and that a certain kind of way. Wear your makeup, honey, however you choose to do it. If you want to contour your eyeball, contour it. Do that. So yeah, this method was okay. Look, I feel like in this part, I tried this for you ladies, so y'all can see if you would like to try it. Let's just say that. And then, of course, Hair Store Concealer, Revlon. You're going to take that. This enhances the contour. It gives it a more of a pop. You'll see the difference as far as the chisel look on the cheeks, because I have really big cheeks. It'll give it more of a defined look. As you can see, that contour looks pretty good. Looks good. It blended pretty well. But it gives it a little bit more of a defined look. And you don't need too much. Just do enough. Do enough to cover. You don't have to have too much. Make sure you get wherever you contoured at. Just put that concealer there, and then we're gonna blend it on out. And ladies, or everyone who watches, tell me some more things that you would like for me to, some more looks that maybe you have a question about that you would like for me to do an attempt. Because I'm an amateur, if you would rather me be the test dummy first, I'm all for it. No shame in my game. I want to try it out. I'm with you ladies. So I adjusted the light here because I felt like my ring light wasn't really giving what it was supposed to give as far as showing you ladies the real of my foundation and everything. So you can kind of see more how good of a color it is. Now, here is the banana powder. Now, with the banana powder, most people would prefer to, let it sit and then wipe it off. I use this more so like a pressing powder. I don't know if you ladies know, too familiar. I'm pretty sure, some will know, some won't know. There's a press powder where it can, give you more of that define, or not define, but more so of that press look. Okay, that's what I use this powder for. And as you can see, it's a really good, it takes away that shine. It gives it more of a smooth look. It just does its job. It does what it's supposed to do. And of course, I put it on my eyebrows, and I'm going to show you why. It gives it that smooth look. And when it's time to lay your shadow, it just lays very well. It's very smooth. And it helps for creases, so you don't have creases. All right, now it's time for that blush. I am definitely a blush girl. I have more than one type of blush, more of a reddish blush, but this pink one definitely is the winner. It just gives it that angelic look. You know, it lays on very well. And I also add it to my nose. It gives it a really good, you know, just like that playful look. Just very nice, very cute. It's a very good look. So, all right, now here is, I had to slow it down for y'all ladies. And it is a hair store highlighter like Kiss. You can also find it in your local Walgreens. This highlighter I won't use a brush for. I use my finger because it lays on like butter. It gives it that really good shine, that really good highlight effect. Like, I won't use no other highlight besides this one unless you ladies have some other ideas. Like, this is my go-to. It definitely brings out, you know, just your areas, and then the side of your cheeks, you know, underneath your eye. Like, it's awesome. Underneath your brow, I'm sorry. And then here go the money shot. Right here. This is like my favorite part. You're gonna see this highlight a lot in my videos because I really like that glossy look on my face. I really like that shine look, especially living in a state where it's always sunshiny, you know, and then just to see the sun hit your face, and it's just awesome. And of course you can see me touching up some areas still. Ladies, when you don't add your setting spray until you fully are confident in everything on your face. So you're gonna see the setting spray is gonna be like the last thing, because I like to still touch up, make sure everything is on there. And then of course with the lips, ladies, you got your basic black lip liner and your Hair Stow lip gloss. It definitely gives what it needs to give. By the way, that palette that I'm holding up, that I'm looking in the mirror with, I'm actually going to use that one. That's a really good palette. Very good one. I'm going to go through a tutorial of a lot of my products that I use on a daily basis. And, you know, just show you ladies, you don't have to look good. You don't have to spend too much. Now with this look, with the black lip liner and the pink, you can either keep a gloss off of it or you can put a gloss on it. You really have an option. Like, this look is so versatile. You can do a lot with it. And of course, I'm gonna put the gloss because I'm a little spicy. I like that pop. I wanted to pop with my highlighter, so there it go, right there. Fenty. That is a really good palette. I love it. Now the concealer, I put it on my eyes first because it just, the makeup, the eyeshadow lays way better when you do that, and it pops more too. Wherever I'm putting the lighter color at, I make sure that's where my concealer is. And then next we got the setting spray. Let it dry off, and you start to see Like, that foundation really blends really well with my skin. And no blemishes. You can't even tell I have any scars. You don't, I mean, where they at though? Alrighty. So what I'm doing now is I'm just blending out that concealer. Again, it's my highlighted area. I want to make sure when I add my light color in that area that it really pops. As well as my dark color. I always start dark first, ladies. Dark, then light. More of a smoky eye look is what I'm going for today. But dark, whether it's like a dark purple, a black, whatever the case is, just make sure it's dark first. Now this color, I would call it a plum. It's a plum look. It's a very dark purple. This palette, it definitely goes on pretty well, I will say. But as you can see, it's really light in that area that I added the concealer, which is so awesome. And then of course we want it dark at the top and at the end to give it that eyeshadow, that smoky eye eyeshadow look. And then of course, because I laid that banana powder and those concealers, it comes on really well. Now this is a really good look, but if you ever mess up, take that finger, girl, and smooth it on out, because that's your light side anyways. So that's what I did. Now the next color I used was like a lighter pink color, because I wanted to really offset the third color that I'm gonna have on here. So stay tuned for that. Gotta have your shimmer. You ain't shimmering, you ain't shining if you ain't shimmering, ladies. Okay, now this is a very important part. I laid a white cream, like a creamish color eyeshadow before I laid my even lighter color. And the reasoning being, which I'm going to use like a gold just for the shimmer look, but as you can see, it gives it that two-tone effect, ladies. Isn't that gorgeous? Just gorgeous. And then look at in the sun, I'm telling you, it's like, it's so beautiful. Now, here is the next step, that wing. So let's just be honest. Like I said, I gave a disclaimer in the beginning. I am not a professional. However, with me failing on my wing, I actually have some good tips on if you fail with a completed shadow look. If your eyeshadow and makeup is already on there, take a look at what you can do to fix that and start all over. So stay tuned for that. That's gonna be real good. Now, as y'all can see, I was not feeling that. I was like, oh no, that is ugly. I began to smudge, my eyeshadow began to mess up, my makeup began to, but I'm like, wait a minute, I'm doing a smoky eye. I even used, you know, mamas back in the day when they had to wipe that smudge off, give me your face, and they just boom. So the beauty blender that you use to do your makeup, all you got to do is just put it on your face the same way. Blend it out. Blend, blend, blend. That's so important. And then reapply that shadow. And I use my fingers so it can go on there a little bit thicker. Don't be afraid to use your hands, ladies. Our hands are like brushes and blenders too. And see, we're going to smooth that thing on out. Forget that we even, you know, and then we're going to just go back at it again with another one. And when I tell you, I laid that wing. I laid Now I'm gonna highly recommend, if you don't know how to do a good wing, this gel pencil that I'm using, and if you need the name of it, just put it in the comments below. This really is a good helper, a good guider for stuff like that. It really helped to sharpen that wing, so I didn't have to do too much of the work. And bam! And then you start the other side. And of course the other side, I was like, you know what? It is what it is. It is what it is. I couldn't get it, but let's get these hair stole lashes. Now, I have a method. Now, of course, I have nails on, so it made it easy. But here's the method for this. When the glue gets midway dry, that's when you apply the lashes. Put it on top of the lid, on top of the black, just a little bit over your lashes. And then once it dries even more, press it down. You see how I'm pressing it? Press it down. And it will begin to connect, and it will look fabulous. Like, it will, yeah, that's just gorgeous. And I do add a little bit mascara so it can, like, come up a little bit more. All right, ladies, so we have literally made it to the end, and if you have made it this far, I just want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope that you all enjoyed this video, and if you want more of this content, continue to stay tuned, stay ready. What they say, like, comment, share, subscribe, ring that bell. And again, I just thank you all, and you take care, and it's Queenie, y'all.